Hey Kylie, it's Dr. Scott. I have some feedback for you on your Essay 2 draft. Just a quick reminder of what I'm looking for in this assignment. Looking for a thesis statement that's focused and that has supporting reasons. So an argument about the two murals, but then how are you going to support that argument? Those are your reasons, and I'm looking for strong supporting reasons. I'm also looking for your use of detail to back up your thesis statement. So in those paragraphs, you're using details to support ideas that you have. Also looking at organization and transitions, integrating a paraphrase, and other criteria as well. I'm going to focus most of my time in talking about thesis statement and supporting detail. And I have to say that I'm really kind of glad with where you're at right now. In the note that you sent to me, it seemed like you felt like you were kind of stuck. And I kind of see why. You're going to be kind of writing yourself into circles if you're just writing about perseverance, and that both murals are showing perseverance. I think you kind of need to not treat these murals like they're doing the exact same thing. They're different. They're very different. And so I think kind of saying that that they show perseverance. They show perseverance in a couple different ways. And so what I'm trying to get at is that the thesis statement needs to be complicated a little bit. You need to mix it up just a little bit. There's signs of how tough the town is and how well they, and just a quick spelling thing because you do it kind of throughout the essay, persevere, persevere, and work together to survive the natural disaster. I see this with the first mural, with the 1937 flood mural. I'm not exactly sure what how the 1940s mural kind of plays into this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what another student is kind of working with, her thesis statement. This is Brianna's paper, and her thesis statement is kind of here. And she's got issues with her essay, but I think the thesis statement is the one thing I'm like, okay, that's kind of interesting. The murals give us an idea of how devastating the town once was, but how beautiful it became. But I think that in a more devastating time, we focus more on people and how they are, and in a more beautiful, peaceful time, we focus more on the scenery and on the surroundings. So she's trying to say that, like, when we're going through a tragedy, we focus on people. We try to take care of people. When things are good, we focus on how beautiful our town is. Like, that's what the murals are trying to depict. You could do that. You could do something different. So it could be that the town kind of rallies around and kind of comes together in times of tragedy, and you definitely see that in the 37 mural. You can even, you might even be able to have an argument about how everything is kind of painted in the same colors, that everybody is kind of the same in the 1937 mural. In the 1940s mural, people are more individual. We see them out on the town. You don't see them you don't see groups of people together. You see or like large groups of people together. You see couples here and there. You see the sailor with the two ladies with him. But you don't really see like groups of people working together, doing things together. You just kind of see people having a good time going about their day-to-day life. So it might be that your argument is not just that the town is tough, but the town is tough at particular times. Not that the town perseveres, but it perseveres at particular times. So you might complicate that thesis statement a little bit and explain in these body paragraphs how the murals go about, or how the use of colors or how the use of actions that they're depicting support that thesis statement. What I like with what you've done so far is that your paragraphs are trying to focus on one particular idea. I see that focus, and I'm proud of you for that. I think that that's a good development. I also see some really strong description in here. It's getting that description and explaining that description and how it relates to your thesis statement. I think that there's a little bit more work that you could do there. But I see you do things like this, and that's good. That's good. I do think the thesis statement, tweaking that a little bit so it's a little bit more complicated, and it's kind of not treating both murals like they're doing exactly the same thing. Maybe there's a message between the two murals that you needed one mural for one part of it and you needed the other mural for the other part of it. So like in Brianna's case, the murals, the 37 flood mural, it kind of shows how we come together in times of tragedy. And then in the 1940s mural, things are going well, we we kind of focus on how pretty our town is. That's her argument. Doesn't necessarily need to be yours, but I think something like that that accounts for both murals could be effective. Okay, I think that's the feedback that I have at this point. If you want to chat about this, let me know, because I think you're onto something, and I know it feels like you're probably running out of things to say, but I think it's because the argument right now is kind of stale. I think action is definitely something you could write about. Color is something that you could write about. The use of stillness, the use of shading is another thing that you might be able to use. Facial expressions is something else that folks have written about. So there's a number of different things that you could kind of add to this, and I'm interested to see where you think you might go. So you have a really good start. You have a really good draft, Kylie, and I just want you to keep at it. I'll be around next few days later this week. We can also talk in class, and be happy to chat with you about your next steps. Talk to you soon.